What's up, guys? Welcome to The Download. I am your loyal host, St. James, and today I've got a very, very special guest, the incomparable Spencer Montgomery.
A problem with the space is that there's a lot of misconceptions around what is the use case for this.
Right on.
Because a lot of people do get rich quick, but that's not how it's going to work for the majority. And so people are like, well, if I can't do that, then it's not for me.
Whoa, and that's super flawed thinking.
Yeah, and so I mean, my recommendation is like, let's just experiment with it. Start with 1% of your investable assets.
Right.
Because then you can at least, you get a feel for it. And then if it becomes something that you enjoy, something that was working for you, you can add to it.
Right.
But 1% makes it so that you're never risking something that's going to cause you.
Affects you super long term.
Yeah.
And it also, we always preach about, always invest in things that you know, like, and understand. I like crypto. I understand crypto, but there is a tremendous learning curve that comes with this. And a lot of people are afraid to make that intellectual investment. And is this learning, is it as daunting as a lot of people think that it is?
I mean, if you're going at it your own, it does take like 100+ hours. Like it is, there's plenty of things on YouTube, there's books and articles, but what the hard part about it is because there's so many different opinions, that's what's hard, is you're having to cut through who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Big time.
And that's what requires all the time. If there wasn't a lot of misinformation, it's probably, that's what I've done is I put together a course that basically breaks it down into 5 hours. But that's because I've been able to curate and weed through all of the nonsense, but it's hard.
But Spencer, who are you? Like, why should I trust you? Why should I believe in you? What's your background? And how do I know that you've been successful in this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it.
Right.
My experiences, so I got into crypto back in 2016, and I just experimented with it. I started with $5,000. It was literally just a little bit of money. Mm-hmm. I was working at Microsoft at the time, and eventually, through the time I turned $5,000, added probably another 8. So it started with 13,000, turned it into 1.2 million.
Whoa, okay. To the moon.
So, I mean, it's, some people could call it lucky. But then again, in 2019, was able to turn about 100,000 into 3 million over a course of a few years. So I've done it over and over, and I guess that's my track record.
But success leaves clues, and crypto millionaires drive Lambos. There's a lot of like bro-ish culture, you know, in the crypto community. There's a lot of pump and dump. I admit, I've been involved in some pump and dumps where I, join a Discord channel. All right, guys, we're going to make this little crap coin, this shit coin, go to the moon. And I saw that as get rich quick. But I just heard you speak, actually. And you're talking about the long-term viability of some of these huge coins. And I wish we had more time to talk about, like, trust me, we could go deep diving into so many facets of things that you've already spoken about. But I think what's important is this. All right, so we're talking about the longevity of Bitcoin and Ethereum in particular. Just go ahead and encapsulate it to me the best that you can.
Yeah, a lot of people think they see the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum and they think they're too late.
Right.
When I bought Bitcoin at $600, I thought I was too late.
Yes.
Because all you do is compare it to where it's been.
That's right.
And so when you realize that Bitcoin is changing our money, that it's compared to digital gold, it has an opportunity to 10, 20, 40 times X over the next 10 years as more and more people are seeing it as this new way of currency.
That's right.
And then Ethereum is entirely different than Bitcoin. They're not even competing against each other, really. Ethereum is a platform for all of these new applications, whether that's decentralized finance or NFTs, which is a whole nother concept.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But it's the underlying layer, the infrastructure that's making it all possible. And so again, when you think about it, we're only at about 4% adoption worldwide.
That's massive potential right there.
Yeah. So all of people wonder, like, why are these so volatile? Like I can't handle it. It's like, well, babies are volatile, right?
Just don't drop them on their head. Okay.
Startups are volatile.
Yes.
You need time for them to mature. Crypto, like the currency that we're involved with today, that's an evolution of hundreds of years.
That's right.
Gold is thousands of years old. Bitcoin is 14 years old. Ethereum is
a little less.
7 years old.
Right.
Right. Like they're teenagers. they're not even teenagers. And so give it 10, 5, 20 more years, and you're going to see the real, benefit and power.
And the thing is, the rate of adoption is actually exponential. I was there in Ethereum's infancy when I think it was $7 a full unit. And then I looked to it at $1,000 and almost $2,000 a unit. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was such a level of FOMO. But there was no place for me to even research at this time. And as long as you're open to what the economy can be, you can know what the potential of this is. And I'm going to ask a bit of a follow-up about this as well, is that some critics of cryptocurrencies will say, well, it's not ready yet. And I'm kind of quoting here. He's like, well, remember when Web 2 started out and you had your 4 main browsers. You had Web Crawler, Yahoo, Ask Jeeves, and there was like one more. Yeah. And then it all switched up, and now Google is the absolute powerhouse. Yeah. So how do we know that we can trust Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because we're not even at mass Web 3 adoption. We're just hitting critical at Web 2 adoption. And for those of you who don't know the difference, just stay tuned. Spencer and I are going to talk shop again. But how do I know that I can trust this? Because how do I know that isn't just around the corner? I think you got something good about this.
Yeah, I like to compare it to MySpace. So people are like, how do we know that Ethereum's not going to be like MySpace and we're going to have another cryptocurrency, maybe like Solana, that's going to take it over? Well, MySpace capped out at a $13 billion valuation.
That's right. I think it's when Buffett bought into it or something like that.
Yeah, it was like, it's minuscule compared to where Ethereum is today. It's almost at a $500 billion market cap. When you get to that point, you're not going to get disrupted the same way that something like MySpace was. It's like imagining Apple getting, overcome at a $1 trillion valuation.
Right.
But this is just the beginning. All of those applications that are being built, the DeFi, the NFT, they're all being built on Ethereum.
That's right.
And so that's kind of how is like, it's the infrastructure for everything else.
Exactly. And now we're going to go a little bit deeper here. For those of you who are hardcore crypto people, I didn't like Ethereum during the last crypto rush.
Okay.
Why? Because the gas fees, I couldn't even do a transaction. I couldn't move things within my own wallet because the gas fees were so exorbitant. Sometimes they cost more than the asset that I was looking to purchase myself. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, well, what's the utilitarian use? Because somebody else is basically taking all of my money. Yeah. So I think there's going to be Vitalik in all of his genius. He's got something. There's a big movement right now to kind of combat a lot of this. What do we have going on here?
Yeah. So we, Ethereum's going through the merge.
That's
in
right.
the next couple of months. That's, I don't know how much it will actually affect gas prices.
Okay.
It will make it a lot more energy efficient.
Thank goodness.
And it should bring gas prices down a little bit. But you have to understand that there are other blockchains that have lower gas fees that will be used for people that don't want to use something like Ethereum.
Right.
But Ethereum is one of the only profitable blockchains.
Oh, okay.
It's like how Apple charges exorbitant fees for their devices.
Right.
They're the most profitable business in terms of smartphones and mobile.
Right.
And so when you're looking at an asset to invest in, do you want to invest in Apple or you want to invest in some of these Android devices that have a fraction of the market share, but yes, they are cheaper. That's the kind of the way to, like, you're buying the blue chip. You're buying the best product on the market when it comes to Ethereum.
Dang. Spencer, you're a bad dude, man. You're a bad dude. I know you got a lot. You have to run. You got a lot of stuff that you want to do. First and foremost, how can my listeners, how can my viewers reach out to you, and what can you do to help them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I really just want to empower people that want to invest in crypto. I realize that people are going to pay a tuition, whether they pay for a course or they just go it out of themselves and make the mistakes that inevitably everybody makes.
Right.
But if you want to work with me, I'm at uintacrypto.com. That's spelled UINTA crypto.com.
All right.
It's kind of like a play on words of you into crypto. Like,
gotcha.
But or you can email me at spencer@uintacrypto.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. And final prediction here, what do you think your best 3 examples of what Web3 is about to be? Just off the top, what do you think is going to be happening with Web3 in the next 10 years?
Yeah. So with Web3, it's what the website did for brands and what social media did for brands.
Right.
NFTs are the next thing that are going to change the way that brands communicate and interact with their customers and their end users, that you're going to just be a whole new way that business is done.
I wholeheartedly agree, because a lot of people don't understand that not Minecraft, but some of the games that children are playing with now,
Roblox and
Roblox, thank you, Fortnite, that's Web3, and it's beyond. It's its zygote phase. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even know how far that's going to go.
Right.
So I think that's absolutely awesome. Spencer, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to having you again. And just one more time, how can people reach you? What's your website again?
Yeah, website is uentocrypto.com, and you can reach me on my email is spencer@uentocrypto.com as well.
Thank you so much. My name is St. James, and I will see you on the next one.